Hey there. Welcome to the stream. Almost. It's about 3:42 a.m. Hello. What's going on, Android? What's up, Solar? It's getting chilly here. 3:43 a.m. I think 40 degrees-ish. Greetings. Hola. What are you guys doing up this late or early or midday time? Hey, idiot. Love you too. Cigar's okay. This is like a one of Padron's like kind of budget blends, the 2000. I forget what size. Cold Minnesota. Oh yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Have a good night. What's going on, rookie? Joaquin. Hola, guapa, te amo. I'm sure my accent was flawless. Hey, Justin. There you are. Waiting for the live to start. Oh, you're not immediately going to bed. I apologize. Do not have a good night yet. I will wait. Mr. Pleasant. Been okay. Packing to go back to college. Which college? Or you don't have to say, I guess. Yeah, different outfit. One of my other hoodies. 5 a.m. from France. Nice. Thanks, man. Like, dude. That's the earliest you've ever been to one of these? Thank you, Undead. Get me out of Honduras. I am hungry. You guys don't have food there? I think you got some awesome food there, don't you? Georgia State. Game design. Oh, it's crazy they have those now. Am I friends with McGordon? No. I mean, I'm not friends, but, you know. I don't even know if we've ever spoken. Is there a reason why Jack Wall is labeled as the artist for Shockwave, Mystery, and Drowning on the Black Ops 4 albums? There was a whole bunch of credit mistakes on all the albums for a long time. I've been actually working the last, I think, 4 months trying to get them all fixed. Not all platforms are fixed. It takes so long to do. And sometimes you submit something and they just don't change it. And you submit it again, they don't change it. You submit it again, and then they might change it or change part of it. So who's in the thumbnail for I Am the Well? You don't recognize your boy in the well? Rookie, gonna lurk while I get work done. Stuff's due in an hour. Well, you're right on the wire. I like your style. I used to do that in college as well. And high school and all school everything I've ever done, actually. Luminous, thank you very much. Never stop listening to your music. I really appreciate that. Can I play Archangel? What do you mean? Like right now? Am I able to play it? I would have to go relearn it again because I've forgotten. Silent. Finally I get to see Silent Skies. Ryuzaki, is the Zombies anthology a goodbye? No, it was just stuff that should have been out for a long time that we just finally got around to getting out. It's one of the only schools that has a game design course. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm not surprised. I hear Temu is a new guitarist from Megadeth. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I knew he was going on tour with them to fill in for Kiko, and then he's just gonna stay on. That's great, man. Favorite instrument? Well, I mean, I'm primary guitar, so I guess I'll say guitar. Kendo saying an early Christmas present, seeing all the Zombies music on Spotify. Right on. I know people have been asking me multiple times a day for the past however many years, 10 years. And I've been saying soon for a very long time. How long did it take to write Archangel in 115? I mean, usually altogether, it's usually a couple months, which is really, I think, really fast. It's fast for me anyway, but 115 was split between 2 games, so I wasn't working on it for a very long time. It's the only song that's really kind of been like that. My favorite instrument is the triangle, the electric triangle. Greetings to Zombies Posting 115. I assume please isn't part of his name. That'd be funny though. Do I know who decided to put Ace of Spades by Motorhead? I don't know. Maybe it was Lamia? I'm not sure. That was, executive decision. I'm not sure who decided that. I'm sure I could find out. I'm sure I knew at one point. I just don't remember. MG, your music is some of the best metal in existence. I still listen to it this day. Brought me through my dark night of the soul and has major spiritual significance and meaning in my life. Right on, man. I'm glad it was able to affect you that way and have an effect as well as an affect. I'm sad to know that Stormbound, I Am the Well, and Light from the Shore isn't on Spotify. I think you mean aren't, and they are. Go check. You see the description in this video. Actually, can I make a comment? Hold on. I can't comment in my own stream? What? Oh, God. YouTube. Hey, Justin, can you put my Linktree link that's in the description in the chat? Okay, you've already done it. There we go. So Linktree is links to all of my stuff, and you should be able to go to my artist page on Spotify or iTunes, and most of the other places, although I think like Deezer and Tidal and all the other 97 ones are probably linking to some other people or fakers, I don't know. But yeah, check it out. Whoever asked me that. Click on my artist link and then look at discographies, and you should see the 4 anthology albums on there, in addition to the other ones. And What You Seek should be on there. Random question. Have you all seen Neverending Story, the original one? For some reason, I just decided to watch that the other day. Yesterday. Remember how dark that movie was when I was a kid, but it still is. Really bizarre film. Killer soundtrack. Like the German composer dude, like that. I used to listen to that in my car, and then hearing it again, I'm just like, I don't know. It's one of those things like, how did you come up with that? Anyway, I digress. Hola, Mr. or Mrs. The, or is it Tehe? Any Wonder Weapon props? I have a ray gun, I think as of a few days ago or a week ago. Do I need a revive? Perhaps just a little. Can we see it? It's not out here. I carry my ray gun concealed. Cryogenic. I just went through a breakup after a 5-year relationship. Oof. Your music helps me cope. Thank you. Hey, no problem. You know, breakups back when I was younger, it was one of the, after that was some of my most creative time. I think it's just that mental turmoil. It always gets better. And I know it's cliche to say it's for the best, but inevitably you have a bunch of unspent mental energy that goes into chaos when that happens, and then it's an opportunity to focus it after that. Smokey, how's it going? Just giving some relationship advice. And sorry if that was unsolicited advice if you weren't looking for any. I can't help myself. I like to tell people what to do. MGS4 280, thanks for the release of the anthologies. Been waiting for a while for certain songs. Right on. I'm glad you're happy about that. With great age comes great wisdom. TXNY FPS, is that Texas, New York first person shooter? I'm glad you could come out to the stream and that you finally caught one. Blyett makes stuff. Your music scares the hell out of people in PvP. Does it? Stopped smoking cigars for a while, but these vibes are making me want to go. Why did you, and not, I guess I have to be careful about telling people what to do with tobacco, as everyone's weird about things, but why did you stop? Was cigars a problem for you? Like, I know you see me smoking them on stream quite a bit, but I don't know, I think you can enjoy cigars with no ill effect for the most part. Lieutenant Narks, my buddy Jeremy loves your work. He's a longtime fan. I'll tell him I said thanks. Thank you for coming out. Tony, of course. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I feel like an idiot now. Thank you. Who made the track for Forsaken called Samantha's Ballad? Anything Samantha, whatever, is usually Toohey, Brian Toohey. Why isn't it on the anthology albums? That's a good question. There's still a ton of stuff that isn't. Maybe we'll keep compiling more and more as we find them and put them out in something. Mr. Claus, Shadow Lords, hey, how's it going? A tobacco tax. Okay. Yeah. It's nonsense. We should be throwing their tobacco into the sea in protest. Yeah. It's the nanny state trying to say, oh, you're not allowed to smoke cigars. But meanwhile, here's red dye number 80 in all the food that you eat. I'll get off my soapbox, I guess. Kane, how to get approval for the anthologies? I mean, we were meant to do this like 10 years ago and just never got around to compiling all the material. It just takes forever because they're scattered across drives and spanning across a decade, and just getting them all in one place, making sure it's the right version, that they're clean, cut, mixed, And then all the data, the writers, and the year, and the game, it was just, we just kind of kept putting it off, forever. Procrastination. Black die. The Samantha's Ballad, I'll have to ask Tui about that. MG, right on. Have a wonderful night yourself. MG, there's a group. I have to look it up. I didn't even know this, but it's like, I think it's a nonprofit that fights for, essentially, they call themselves cigar, I don't remember what it is, but they release a bag of a bunch of brands that donate really fine cigars, and, the price is marked way down, and it goes to, litigation, kind of lawfare against stuff like that. I bought a couple bags. When did the albums drop? I think October 27th, I think. Been listening to them nonstop, right on. Yeah, I'll tell Tui about Samantha's Lullaby and see. Hey, GP, the $9.99 are very much appreciated. Thank you so much. I'm not sure what you're saying. Clark S. Nova alone with, unless, is that, I don't know, with Elena Sigmund, Dead Again. Justin, what is that message? How much does my guitar? Yeah, thank you very much, GP, for the donation. That's very nice of you. Agente, how much does the guitar cost? I don't remember offhand. The Octavia, I bought that so long ago. I want to say, I'll say somewhere around 2,000, maybe less. The new 7-string is, I'd have to see what they would sell that for now. 2,000 to 3,000 maybe. I don't remember. Dodonka, sorry, your friend heard it. That's awesome. Romeo and Julieta, yeah. I've had one of those. I need to try those again. $33, yeah. The name of the nonprofit. Yeah, I could probably look in my photos. I think I took a picture of it, but a favorite cigar brand, honestly, is Oliva Serie V. I have, I don't know what it is, but I compare everything to that. I really like the Padron 1967 blend too, but Padrons are expensive. Kane, thank you for the $4.99, man. Appreciate it. Alone is my favorite song you've made. I love your guitar work in it. I also love Carry On because you sing in it. I don't sing in it. That's a common misconception. That's Clark S. Nova. I have not sang a single note or word in any of my zombie songs. The only song, air quotes, my hand in frame, that I've ever actually had my voice in was an old college song called Painless Misery. You can see it on my channel. I may have put it in a playlist of college songs. If not, you can look at the videos. Yeah, but I mean, it's not an uncommon question I get, Kane. people always think, if there's a guy singing, it must be me, but it's not. But yeah, if you look at any of the videos on my channel or the songs on Spotify, you'll see. I guess it's not really easy to tell, is it? Because in Spotify, it just says the artist name, which is Kevin Sherwood, Clark Nova. So you don't really know who does what. I try to list it out on the YouTube videos. Could we get more of the tutorials like the 105? Yeah, I would love to do that. I got to get around to doing it. Did I have any vocal training before, or strictly stick to instruments? I mean, when you go through music programs, you have to do ear training, and I was even in like an opera workshop back in a community college and choir, and you go to vocal classes, and I was okay. I can hit the notes when I practice. I don't think there's nothing interesting about my voice, so it's just never, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something at some point and see if it is good, but I don't think it's going to be. Have I made any music outside of Treyarch? Before Treyarch I have, but since then I haven't. Is there a map song you wish you could have rewrote? I mean, being the ever, how do I want to say this? I'm harsh on myself, which I think all artists are, but I always wish I had done things differently in everything. Continue to work on COD Zombie songs or move to new projects. I mean, I'm going to keep writing, and where they go, you have to wait and see. I feel like the tobacco tax should just be abolished, and anyone who tries to enforce it should just have their knuckles slapped. But that's maybe a little more harsh take than most. Because I don't believe that, well, this is complicated, but I don't think taxing in the guise of preventing people from hurting themselves is even remotely honest or in any way effective. And all it does is put stress on businesses, which puts stress on the employees that work for the businesses and the people that buy their product, and hands the money over to the worst business, which is the government. Zombie songs, you think would be best to learn on piano? I mean, any of them, really. I mean, Damned is out there. A lot of people show how to play it, so you might be able to see some tutorials. The Pareidolia piano ending might be kind of fun to play. I bet you can make some cool arrangements out of some of, like Dead Flowers. I've never seen anyone try to do that on piano, but I bet that could be cool. They tax guns and alcohol under the sea. Yeah, ATF. Yes, they do. It's nonsense. Is there any small Easter eggs in the songs themselves, or wish you could have? Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. That's kind of one you want to do in the zombies forums. I try to pack each song with tons of Easter eggs, like the lyrics and references to poetry that I use. The poetry I'm referencing has meaning. A lot of people haven't found any of that stuff either. I even posted one of the poems the other day just randomly to see if anyone would pick where I put it. It was from I Am the Well. An arrangement of Dead Flowers, yeah. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, the tax on, yeah. It's just a tactic for disarmament. And they justify it, say, oh, this will stop people from buying them. And yeah, I don't think any criminal is paying that tax. There's hidden codes in the lyrics. Yes, in a way. Mauer and Forsaken have no song. By me, because I just, at that point, bottomed out and just could not, in time, make anything happen. My favorite COD wonder weapon is the original ray gun. I'm a old school purist. Should do videos on old songs and what they mean, especially with how. Yeah, I've thought about doing that. I will do that. Up to a certain point, I won't divulge what they mean in relation to the story, but I will divulge what they're intended to mean. I guess I want to say psychologically. There's a better word I'm trying to find here, but what the metaphors are, where they come from, maybe. Yeah, here in Canada, criminals smuggling guns. Yeah. Yeah. Criminal's gonna criminal. Any plans to work with Clark S. Nove anytime soon? I mean, I never have any plans not to work with any of the singers, so that could mean that I have plans to work with them. Kane alone was a masterpiece. Thank you. I'm sorry to hear you're burned out. I was burned out. Now I'm back to my baseline of slightly burned out. Total burnout, not good. Slightly burned out, that's where you want to stay. Lazarus, thank you for the donation, my friend. I can't believe 11 years ago you replied to me in the comments, trolling me a little bit. Fast forward to now, it's crazy how time flies. Yeah, what was the troll? Hopefully it wasn't too harsh. I just like to joke around. Yeah, I like to troll Justin too. COG Army silently announced God of War. I doubt that very much. Tell you a story memory about zombies or developing a song you haven't told anyone before. It's hard for me to remember what I've said and what I haven't. I do so many of my streams after drinking, I can't remember. But the one, I scrapped the chorus. So like the intro to the one, you know, after like all the songs kick in, that was the original chorus rhythm and chords. And then that's how all the other choruses went. But after I did it, I didn't like it. I didn't feel like it moved enough, so I rewrote it to what it is now. So the intro is the old chorus, and then the rest of the choruses are what I changed it to. MG in the song Dead Flowers, I feel like it is Mother Earth singing, and from a timeless perspective, everything is already dead. So Dead Flowers is that very kind of earthy Gaia type, almost pagan view of life, because you know you're in the swamp and all the plants doing various things, and I'm using a lot of plant and flower metaphors to illustrate the point of someone who feels like you know the opposite of King Midas. Everything they touch dies, but lives. What is your relation with Elena and Luca? Is it just for work? Are y'all friends out of it? I mean, Elena was working at Treyarch at the same time I was. She was, I'd worked with Brian Tui before, but we've been friends ever since. And Maluk and I went to college together, even before I worked at Treyarch, back from like 2001 until 2004 or something. So we've known each other for a long time. Mlock, as an artist, you struggle with art blocks, like writer's block. Yeah, everything I produce feels boring and bland. So what are your tips to overcome that and continue working without feeling too burdened by it? I would say, this might be a weird way, but I've tried to think about this a lot, because I mean, I have the same problem, so does everyone else, I have to assume, is take a musical idea that seems musical, even a small riff or something, and you start storing them away, and get a bunch of them, and then try to develop one. And you try to make it what it is. Don't think of what the song should have been. You listen to the music, and you say, what does this obviously want to do? And then you complete it. And if you don't like it, it's too bad, because that's what it was going to become. Now, you might want to write something that you really love, and that might be the 5th song that you make, but you can't get to the 5th without going through songs 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have to think about it that way. No good, what's up? Carla, hello. Thoughts on Dark Souls, I love it. James McCauley got me into that game. James McCauley helped me write Where Are We Going, Dead Flowers, White from the Shore, a bunch of other stuff. He was huge in that game and got me into it. Unpopular opinion, Stormbound is a masterpiece. That is unpopular and really underrated. Thanks. I completed the Dark Souls trilogy. I don't know if I ever completed 3. Yeah, but Dark Souls, to me, came out almost as an antithesis to Skyrim. At least that's how James saw it, because Skyrim, you were never going to lose a battle, really. You pretty much go into a fight and you kill everything. But Dark Souls is, you can die from the creature in the first area, when you're about, at the end with all the cool gear. That's what I loved about it. It was so deadly. Lancy Lake, where are we going? Right on. Dodonkas, yeah, I saw you tell me that. I said I made a comment to your friend and you loved it. That's awesome. Whoa, yeah, back at it again, streaming the cold. It is 4:15 a.m. Less than 40 degrees, I think. I haven't played Bloodborne either. I should probably play that. My Thanksgiving was great, thank you, Raisin. Valkyrie, the Easter egg songs are so good that I picked up playing bass and can't go a day without jamming out. Right on. Is there a game that I want to make a song for? I don't know. I'd make a song for, I guess, I'd have to be hired at the place, but I don't know what I would pick. If you think about it, it's really weird. Like if you would ask me what song would I want to, which game would I want to make a song before I'd ever made for any games, it would be an odd choice to pick Call of Duty, wouldn't it? Elden Ring, I haven't played that either. I need to do that too. I have a backlog. I don't have a lot of fun playing games. I haven't in a while. I need to do that. Thoughts on Temu and Megadeth? That's awesome. That's an amazing gig he got. Wish him all the best. He's awesome. I'm trapped in a pod. Okay. I feel like I need to decrypt all your messages. Am I a fan of Silent Hill? I never played any of them. I watched my buddy Corey Redgrift play like one of the originals, like way after, it was old at that time, but it's cool. I like the vibe. Which music genre is my favorite? I mean, I just use metal. I don't, I don't, I don't have a particular subgenre favorite. Commander, yeah. I think that's a quote that Clark had on his Twitter account, if I remember. Favorite gun? Just in general or in a game? I don't know the names of any Gortuary albums. I don't think I've ever listened to Crown the Empire. Have any tips for someone trying to compose music, whether metal or otherwise? It's just coming up with little musical ideas and putting them, like on your computer in a folder, or, humming them on your phone and putting them in an album that you store, so you have all of these little embers that you can come back to and build into things. Building a toolbox of techniques and chord progressions that you like. And listening to music and doing the same thing, extracting chord progressions and tools that you hear and things that you like, so that you can evoke that same feeling in your writing. Dodonka's, do I have any cool hobbies you wouldn't mind sharing? Hobbies. Well, cigars and scotch, I guess. Is a hobby to drink and smoke? I don't think I have any other hobbies anymore. I should probably get a hobby. Shooting. That's about it. Grape juice and bacon. Narcoleptic, hey. English seems pretty good. Have I ever listened to Alice in Chains? Of course. I never owned any of their albums, but I always liked their music. Not so much back in the day. I was always into heavier stuff, but I appreciated, the uniqueness of them and their writing. And I think Jerry Cantrell is an awesome writer and singer. Any tips for mixing metal and the tuning you use? Not quick tips. There's tons of mixing tips like on YouTube now that so many mixers nowadays have put on there. I would just look those on. That would be my tip, is scour YouTube for hardcore music mixing, and you'll see everything you could ever want to know on there now. I wish that stuff was around back when I was like in college. New trendy guitar pans like Polyphia or Animals as Leaders. Yeah, I mean, I've known about them for a while. Pardon me for a moment here. It is a cold, cold early morning at 4:22 a.m. Have I ever used the finger pick style to play guitar bass? Not really. I mean, there's some people who are just nasty at it. But you know, I I'm an old dog. I don't think new tricks are coming to me too easily now. Vijarta, yeah, of course I have. Yeah, I remember like back when Periphery and all those guys were getting big. I remember listening to them too. If they remaster Zetsubo, would you remaster Dead Flowers? I mean, I wouldn't remaster it. Um, I don't. I wouldn't want to return to an old song unless I was able to do something very new with it. I mean, ideally, unless they specifically requested something like that. Based Crazy Alma Sugar inventing gent has shaped the entire metal genre for the past 15 years. Yeah, that's my opinion of it. Hey, my phone is almost charged now. That's good. Do the songs predict things? Possibly. I'd love acoustic versions of your songs. Now that's something I've really considered and may do. That would be cool. I'd like to do that. Kev listens to Pantera? I did. Definitely back in high school. I loved Cowboys from Hell and some of Vulgar Display and a little bit of Far Beyond Driven. To this day, you still listen to Wall and Black Ops Zombies and 105? Right on, man. Do you think music compositions for video games have gotten simpler, more complex over time? I had a discussion with my friend who went to Berklee College of Music. I mean, I'd have to take an aggregate and be aware of what people are writing. I haven't been listening to hardly any game scores over the past 10 years other than our own, so I wouldn't be able to intelligently speak on that. Well, I would, but I just have nothing to reference. I'm just curious, what was your take and his take? I know some really good video game composition, late 90s. Oh, certainly chiptune. I mean, if anyone realizes how complex like the Japanese compositions were, and certainly what has happened since then has been the scale and money put behind scores, full orchestra and millions of dollars. Oh, Capu, I love you too. How did Treyarch discover your potential in making music? Well, I mean, I was a sound designer, and we were just working on the Zombies mode, and I just wrote. Well, actually, it was in law, and I was just doing some guitar things for some of the various levels, and people liked them. And I did stuff for Zombies, and we just kind of kept doing it. It was Brian Toohey, really kind of helped me and let me kind of do that stuff, as he's the audio director. But if you say simple 10-second 8-bit melodies, I mean, they weren't simple, and some of them were much longer than that. I mean, think about Shining Force or Final Fantasy's scores, or incredible. And given the limitation, it's even more amazing. Okay, so your take was compositions haven't necessarily gotten more complex, but increased in scale, and his was that music had generally become simpler, but your average person can't tell. I mean, it just depends on what it is. I mean, you can have a simple score, and sometimes simple isn't. I mean, what are we talking about here? Complexity, like, is it, avant-garde combined with Bach, or is it? I don't know. primitive, most unique genre out there? I don't know. I wouldn't know what the most unique one would be. Disappointed what? Do I? I didn't think I was giving off disappointment. Chord progressions for Japanese RPGs like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. Yeah, I mean, well, so there's my peak of video game score, not just like overworld, because that's a thing is as video games got more complex, you had cutscenes, and cutscenes could be scored, whereas before, if it was mostly overworld, then you're writing stuff that has to loop and be listenable for hours. So I thought the music in Diablo 2 was some of the best I still have ever heard. Cutscenes, absolutely. Overworld, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, for musicians about unique and complex, you have to draw a diagram. Like, is it good? Like, do people like it? Is that a is that part of the criteria? People could hate it or people could pretend to like it. If you think of like genres, like tough to listen to ones like freeform jazz or avant-garde or 20th century versus, like the Romantic era. And you can write very simple, very effective things. Songwriters do that. How did I learn how to make music? Just a lot of trial and error. Joseph style, what's going on? Been in trouble? No, I don't think so. Check out Vijarta. Yeah, I have. I've listened to them. Yeah, they were good. I listened to them a long time ago. Snow, it's going well. How about you? It's cold. Doom or sludge metal? Not. I've been wanting to. Like, I have to go to like Wikipedia and look those up to see examples, and then go buy some albums. If you have any recommendations, let me know. It's not something you just come across, so it's one of those genres like I kind of want to just check out because I don't understand it yet. Did I enjoy making the 8-bit music for Dead Ops? I did. That was fun. Or kind of a hyper interesting topic discussed because how deep you can get into specifics. An attached question I'd ask is whether you prefer the older style to the newer innovations. Uh, I don't know. I don't have a preference. I just when there's something that's just done right or sounds good or they just nail some vibe perfectly, I don't care what genre or style it's coming from. I just want more of it. Have you ever thought about doing a breakdown of any of the songs, going through all the instruments, vocals, production? Yeah. Uh, Damon Euler, I've thought about doing that. I want to do that. I intend to do that. Have I ever heard, Colin, have you ever heard or listened to Idola? They're experimental post-hardcore, very similar to Swancore with intricate lyrics. I have not heard of that. Is swancore a genre or a band? Because that sounds really interesting too. Did Dr. Disrespect ever cross paths with me when he's working? No, I've never met him or talked to him. Hey, Tenor. Started streaming more a week or two ago, I think. Has Treyarch or Activision forced you to be less dark with your music over time? Not, not directly or intentionally. Do I seem less dark? Ryuzaki, I'll check him out. Headshot, listen to 115. Awesome, man. Dance Gavin Dance is Swancore. I know these names barely, but where did the name Swancore come from? I can't even start to imagine what that means. People say Alice in Chains is dirt is sludge metal. Okay, more traditional example of would be when. Okay, acid bath. Yeah, when Alice in Chains came out, they were just lumped into alternative with everybody else. That was before the great genreing of everything. I guess the Black Ops one was a lot darker. Yeah, I don't know. I pretty much kind of write what I kind of want, but how dark it is, I guess, depends on me. What I do with guitar to make it sound so heavy depends. Change up stuff a lot. Depends on which song. Arcana, thanks for stopping by. Ryuzaki, love you. Would like to hear a song with you and Clark together again. I'll try and make it happen at some point. Yeah, Dark Souls had a great vibe to it. I hate using that word vibe now, but I don't know what else to call it. Toshio, I appreciate your patronage. Do I listen to A7X? I don't. I don't listen to much of anything anymore, but you know, I flip through stuff on YouTube, and A7X is among them. Yeah. Last of Us streams, yeah, maybe someday. I'm not set up to stream a game at all right now. Suggest for someone trying to learn how music is made, I would just say YouTube. Certain tutorials, I don't even know, because I mean, you could look up things like, you know, music theory, how to write chord progressions. That's a good place to start, because once you understand what chords are, how they work, how they link to each other, then you'll start seeing behind the curtain. Kane. Really appreciate that. I've ever made an EP or album. Do you mean besides the COD ones? Not really. I only have those college songs that we released on here on my YouTube channel a long time ago. But that was just kind of like experimental college band where I just wanted to write a bunch of stuff. So does the Last of Us, the new Last of Us, have a faction? Are they actually putting factions into it? Because I'd play it if they do. Did the original Archangel with programmed drums also have blast beats? I still have like my bounce of, it wasn't ever mixed. It's not a blind, it's just a cigar. It's getting kind of short, a little difficult to smoke with gloves too. A whole multiplayer dedicated game? Okay, I might be playing that then, as long as they kept the feel of the original one, because I still play the original factions and it's still great. I would say it's probably one of the best. I mean, it's third-person shooter technically, right? Yeah, that I've ever played, multiplayer-wise. Will the guy who drummed for Archangel ever come back? I mean, I might work with him again at some point if he'd wanted to. Kevin, will you do more songs? I hope so. Drumless tracks. You're looking for stems, Damon? I don't know if we'll ever actually release stems. I'm not sure. S3A, thanks for coming out. Unless that's supposed to be pronounced C. Oh, favorite song I made for COD? I get asked that a lot. I never have a good answer. It's hard to favorite my own stuff. I think Treyarch is the only COD dev that still has a lot of their employees from the late 2000s. Oh, well, the audio department is also very unique. Is our entire department, we've been there together 15 plus years, all of us, well, almost all of us. We have some new ads who've been there for a long time too. Low Funny, has Elena stopped doing the vocals for COD songs for good? No. I mean, if I write something and I want her singing it, she would most definitely do it. If there was something to write it for. What do I think of the Mick Gordon music for Doom? Nailed it. Just, he got that sound and made it awesome. Yeah, Thanksgiving stogie, pretty much. Favorite song to work on? Well, yeah, again, I don't really have a favorite, but I liked working on Dead Flowers a lot because it was a big challenge, with James and Maluka, and just, it was just such an oddball thing. It was just, as a musician, fun to do and figure out and analyze. Have you ever been offered by another video game company to make songs for their games? Not specifically. There hasn't been like a formal offer to. Well, okay, that's not true. Yeah, I think in the past some people have wanted like some songwriting specifically, but I can't do that, so it's just an instant no. You know, but you get offers for sound design positions all the time. Thanks, Simon. You didn't like Dead Again when you first heard it, easily become favorite songs recently. Right on. I like to think that I have the ability to write deep cuts where, growers, not showers, where I don't think anyone's going to like anything I write at first, and then for some reason they come back to it. Osiris, awesome. Old classic split screen. Thank you very much. Best vocals? I don't think there's a best. There's just, different. I know it sounds wishy-washy, but that's they're a different ingredient I use for different things. Have I listened to Mr. Bungle? Of course. I love Mr. Bungle. Olivia. Probably a better phrase I could think for that. He didn't like Dead Flowers at first. Yeah, I figured nobody would like Dead Flowers at first. Your favorite's Elena? Right on. I'm sure she'd love to hear that. Favorite perk jingle? I don't know. I can't pick a favorite. They're all great. I still have a little, quick revive in my head, the original. Right on, Kane. Any of the singers could be on a song if I write one for some purpose. Have I done tremolo picking? Yeah, I do it in Stormbound. I'm sure I've done it in others. Hey, sorry guys. I'm actually freezing out here. I'm gonna end this one. I got some stuff I gotta do before work tomorrow, so I'm gonna shut this one down, but I appreciate everybody coming out, as always. And I don't have a stream schedule per se, but I'm gonna try to do them whenever I get a little time in the early mornings or evenings, as it were. So thank you so much for coming out again, and I'll talk to you soon.